Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys have finished day 2 of the 2023 NFL Draft, and it's lukewarm, to say the least. And I don't want to make it seem like that is a bad thing. However, it does look like the Dallas Cowboys got the guys they really wanted, but for many, they are upset with the Cowboys not going in certain directions. So we're going to talk about these picks, my thoughts, what does it mean, and with the Mozzie Smith pick, where does this draft land for the Cowboys as it stands currently? So we start off at pick 58. The Dallas Cowboys selected Luke Schoonmaker, the tight end out of Michigan. Now, going over my notes here really quickly about Luke Schoonmaker, he's definitely one of the complete tight ends of this draft. Being able to block, being able to receive, and really fit the mold of what the Cowboys wanted to do. If Michael Mayer was there, I wouldn't be shocked if he was the pick. Now, a couple things. He is an older prospect. He will be 25 at the beginning of the season, and I'm not expecting this dude to get a second contract. I'm fully expecting this dude to maybe be the second option, maybe the first, with him and Jake Ferguson holding down the fort and going from there. I think the Luke Schoonmaker pick is a guy that provides you insurance in the tight end room. If things pan out, he can be a starting level tight end, and he can help you if you're trying to run the ball. Now, he isn't the best tight end out of this class, but for what the Cowboys did, I'm not upset with the pick. I had conversations about Luke Schoonmaker possibly being a pick in the 3rd round, but, people will look at that 2nd round selection and be like, what the hell are we doing? Meaning that he's going to be a Pro Bowl tight end. Now, I think that if you want him to be tight end 2, you should get that, if I'm going to be honest with you. And I think that having a 3-headed monster now of Ferguson, Schoonmaker, and Hendershot is interesting. Now, as for a couple other things as I go through these notes, I would say that if you're looking for a guy that's going to, torch guys, he's not going to be that. I think that's where a lot of people are like, you could have gone with another player, maybe a wide receiver, I don't know. But the way I look at it is this pick is such a Cowboys pick to where I'm not upset with it. I would give it maybe a C+ because of the value. I think you could have traded down and you would have still been able to get him. But you never know that, and I don't want to make it seem like the guy's a bad player. Anyone that's insinuating it's a bad pick because the player sucks or X, Y, and Z, the dude, if you know what you're buying into, you're going to get what you ask for. And he's going to be, at best, he's going to be maybe a solid starting tight end. He reminds me of a Dalton Schultz that can block, which can win you games, and you don't need much from the tight end position, but that's what I'm looking at with him. The other thing is that the Cowboys went in the defensive side of the ball direction at pick 90 with the selection of DeMarvion Overshown, the linebacker out of Texas. As I pull his notes up too, a couple of things to keep in mind. Now, we have talked about DeMarvion Overshown in several of these drafts. I had him going in the 3rd round. I'm not shocked that he's a Cowboy here. Now, what kind of player are you getting? Well, you're getting a guy that he basically, the best way I can put it is it really is a productive player, but I'm trying to contextualize what is his long-term plan going to be. Because I saw people having conversations on Twitter about what exactly is his future. A lot of people look at it, he is a former safety, they put him at linebacker. Does this mean he's the replacement for Jaron Kearse? And it does feel like that. It does feel like the Dallas Cowboys might have drafted their Jaron Kearse replacement. And as I go through a couple things here from what my colleagues have sent me and also with what's going on here, definitely really good at reading these plays, and also the hustle is very big, and he's good at blitzing. A couple of the things that we kind of have some issues with is that when he's in space, there are moments where he can have broken tackles happen on him. His frame isn't the biggest and not the best, but that's okay. I think the other thing too is he needs to have a little bit more instinctiveness on certain plays and other things there. I think that overall it's a solid pick for the third round. I think that this is a guy that you kind of hope he gives you production in that linebacking core, and I think this helps you up long term because, if they decide, do you play him as a tweener like how Jaron Kearse does, like he'll come down and he'll do the linebacker stuff and then he'll play the safety sometimes too. Is that his role? And I think that that's kind of what we're looking at there. And as a pick there, I'm going to give it a solid C+ there too. The reason why these picks are a little bit lower is that these aren't bona fide starters. These are dudes that are going to be a rotational that can turn into a starter, but they aren't terrible picks. They aren't. I don't want anybody to tell you otherwise. I think Overshown was a good pick or solid pick, however you want to frame it. Same thing with Schoonmaker. I like Luke Schoonmaker, and I'm happy that he's a Cowboy. In fact, I'm not pissed at any of these selections. I think that they were head-scratching because it's like, okay, I see what they did there, but a bit too early maybe. And they might like guys on their board more than, we like certain other dudes. I know a lot of people look at it and they're like, but where I stand here, I'm moving this draft down to a B-. We're going to see how day 3 pans out. I'm not going to be super big on day 3. I think I want them to get a quarterback. DTR is still on the board. I would love for him to go there. Zach Evans is still available. I think if you get Zach Evans in the 4th round, that would be great value. This is where you use your day 4 picks and you just go boogie. Go get the running back. Go get the quarterback. And just kind of go from there. And also what this kind of tells me is they're okay with this offensive line, which I would hope they throw a pick at offensive line, because I think that you're going to need at least someone in there. But it kind of tells me what they're saying is we're going to continue to throw picks at the defense, even though we did what we did in the offseason. Our offense is fine. But I ain't complaining. The Dallas Cowboys have done their part in the offseason for me not to give a shit about the draft as much so. But I think the Cowboys did pretty well with what they did. But I think that the reason why I'm giving it a bit of a lower grade is where they picked the players. And, again, I'm not going to give it a lower grade than that. Oh, Space, you said this about Tyler Smith, but now you're saying that, what's the... I think it's a different thing when you have different guys on the board, and it's like if you want Luke Schoonmaker, you could trade down and get him. But then again, we don't know. We don't know if that's the case. So congratulations to the 3 of them being drafted to the Cowboys. We'll see how things go from there. We will wrap up with day 3 tomorrow, and then we will figure out how this roster looks, and then we'll see, did the Cowboys do well in this draft. So, guys, thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you could like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on the way out, thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.